Now, what's happening in Akyem Hemang also is that the residents are up in arms because a lot of things are going wrong in their community because of Galamsey. And they're saying that they're calling for an urgent ban on Galamsey. Now, I would say that it's something that is long overdue and should be happening in all places where there's Galamsey going on. Let's take a look at this report by our colleague Ni Kanako from the Eastern region, and then we'll come back and get into some conversations.
In the surrounding communities of Osino, Jampomani, Domi and Hemang, all within the Fantiakwa South District, farming is a predominant occupation. However, these communities also sit on gold-rich lands, which has led to an influx of licensed and illegal miners. While Hemang had previously resisted any form of mining in the area, other communities had entered into agreement with miners to exploit their lands. Over time, the resilience of the chiefs and people of Hemang won, and their farmlands were forcibly taken by miners who operated under the cover of night.
Anna says security for no so ebomodin no amba no amba chibi no and wan call police station. Ye hu de be na eja we na wan aba. Size obehwe no anajo no anye adwuma. Obekọ afuom no no already ya say kokod ana say afuo no ne ase no. Ebi okura na wunhu no kura na wakati bia akwaji compensation. Ediane ne ade a ha yen. Edi ebesre aban say otwena mehwe Akyem Hemang.
Although government initiatives like Operation Hot 1 and 2 had made some arrests, residents remain dissatisfied with the way the police, judiciary, and the influential individuals in society have handled these cases. In the past weeks, Hemang residents had contemplated taking matters into their own hands to drive away illegal miners, but were dissuaded by chiefs who feared it might lead to confrontations. During a community engagement addressing the Galamsey issue, the chief of Akyem Hemang, Osaberima Mrikisi Okunsum Apori Ata, expressed his inability to restrain his people any longer.
Reasons nobody has arrested them or put them before court. And if you go, you see vividly that they've destroyed it. So what is preventing their prosecution? And please, we cannot continue to sit down and get these things continually destroyed. We know you've done your best. But your best is not your best. So we want to call on you and the regional administration to wake up. If you can't do it, just give us about 10 policemen to accompany us. We'll go and drive them. Because these people, when you go and drive them, they go to tell the police you wanted to kill them or you wanted to come and steal their goods. Who has authorized them to come and mine our water bodies in the first place? They are themselves thieves. They have to be controlled. We cannot build Ghana in this way. The reverse statesman, Olusegun Obasanjo said, if you push people to the wall, anything can happen. I cannot hold back the anger of my people anymore. Anytime I come, they complain, and I said, oh, you wait. Let us follow the due process of the law. And these people are taking advantage of us. Enough is enough. From tomorrow, start telling them, if you don't have a paper from water resources or from the office of the president that the president has thrown away his directive, so you can go and destroy Hemang water bodies. You go away.
Some disgruntled community members who spoke to Citi News placed blame on the government for its perceived failure in combating illegal mining in the country.
Those who have even concessed one, they've not done any community entry. You're always fighting them in court, but it's a non-starter. Secondly, there are a lot of illegal miners coming in. You don't know where they are from. They will come in, they report, they are arrested, they are given bail, and that's the end of it. So they have this effrontery and the impudence to come out with no abet. Because they know that nothing can be done. But I say enough is enough. The president said that we should be citizens and not spectators. You understand me? And we will protect our land. And nobody should blame us if we begin to take the laws into our own courts. We don't want to do it. You see? But in the language, we say that or the Ahumtia Neka.
Okwana was as an ocrano. Now the Amemfia. Sansa Coco Nibu, Tinadia Memfia. ade ato asase na ma no woto ma no nso a wontua woka nya de obetua so wo de atwan ma yo meba netipa ebu akro obetu kura no asi mitu ya no ma nya bi ma nya godu ni bi wasase num na nso asaya asase no mere ko a wa ma ahwe no ko etimi de masem a me wo mu aka ne se godu ni de Akyem Hemang kro dua mu ha de ye hia won ha
en na ohe no ebu afu a de mamu ani bi no yen so yen tia adwuma de o mu se ba mamu ani bi nya adwuma ye eye na so emna no de akwa no enam so de ye adwuma no emfa so enye emwa kuro no eno so ye de no enti o mampani emwa ye e wo sa ye de no
de meka ne se yensuo no yesre ye mpanimfo ne se yensuo no esei ene sabi usifri osino na wo ba first pa wo betu nsuo na eye nijie kura se wani nje keke ene wuduru nsuo no ha na wasi wutra se eye wani wo ye wareho se kura sabi ye firi so ye niam nyina esei yesre ye mpanimfo omu ka ewom na omu ka omu tu omu na isi so omu ye adwuma ne se yesra wom omu hwe yensuo no emma yen.
Meanwhile, Ernest Ofosu, the district chief executive for Fantiakwa South and chairman of the District Security Council, DISEC, has announced plans to convene an emergency DISEC meeting to address the community's concerns.
That 10 days, I will not wait for the 10 days to elapse. Within this 10 days, like I said, tomorrow, DISEC is meeting. We'll discuss this issue thoroughly. Then I'll try to organize a meeting with the miners that he claims he knows them. We invite them, we invite Osaberima. We'll let them bring their documentation. We all digest the documentation if that gives them the permits to mine at the various areas that they have been told of. Then after which, by doing so, we engage the people, we will engage the miners, we engage the chiefs and his elders, we engage the farmers. Then I think by doing so, we can bring a lasting solution to this issue.
Chief, do you think the minerals...
All right, so there you have it. The report brought to us by Neil Ni Amate Kanako of the Eastern Region. Now, this is a very serious situation that is repeated all over the country. This is in Akyem Hemang, but it's something that is all over the country. Okay, even as far as the north of Ghana, these things are happening, right? And people feel emboldened to take over people's property, somebody's land, somebody's cocoa farm, and they go and they destroy the farms, claiming they've been given concessions and they've been given. But like the man said in the video, if you come and you're not holding a document that says that you have the authority, we will not entertain you here, you know. Yeah. And I think it's a very serious situation that is coming to a head. It's boiling, and we have to be very careful as leaders to deal with this thing and deal with it harshly, swiftly, you know, before it goes out of control. Because we know that there are areas in Ghana where chiefs have stamped their authority, and they will not permit any Galamsey to happen, and it's not happening, you know. So why are we not seeing a rallying round? I think we should see a rallying round by traditional leaders from the National House of Chiefs, right? A rallying round by the traditional leaders. Look at what Otumfuo's action has resulted in certain people losing their seats, you know, as traditional leaders, because you are allowing people to rampantly come into your area and misbehave.
Yeah, but you know, David, just as we had some of these chiefs who were dealt, you know, with in Ashanti region, it also tells us that not every chief is also disciplined. Not every chief is patriotic, and that is why laws must work. Yeah. Okay. The chiefs also respond to the Constitution. They respond to leaders.
Yeah.
And I think that we have good ones. So if you say you are just leaving everything in the hands of chiefs, you know, there are bad ones as well.
Yeah.
I mean, in any area, in
Yeah.
any sector you go, there are bad nuts in there as well. So it means that if you are giving them that authority to say, okay, so take charge, make sure that this doesn't happen, you are even empowering them to do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because they are doing that already. So just giving them that power, you know, only escalate whatever it is they are doing.
They can
I
do,
think that
yeah.
it's about time, okay, that we get our political leaders to really enforce our laws. And that is the problem that we are facing now. And I think, I mean, this is long overdue. Look at how long, even here at Citi, we've been calling on Galamsey ban and all that. What has been done about it?
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes we just sit back, deceive ourselves that, oh, it is working, it is, but the situation is still the way it has always been. Okay, if we do not come together, get a political willpower to ensure that Galamsey is a thing of the past, David,
Yeah.
this is what is going to happen. People will just come, demonstrate, talk about it, because really, it looks like authorities feel that they can demonstrate, let them talk. If they're tired, they will stop. That might not be what they are saying, but the posture that we are seeing suggests that.
Well, we've been joined on the line by Johnson Appiah, who's an assemblyman for Akyem Hemang electoral area. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right, so give us a sense of how bad the situation is on the ground as far as the Galamseyers are concerned. How much destruction is going on?
First of all, let me extend my greetings to one of your colleagues, Mr. Nee, who has been coming to my place to take pictures and videos of the environment as it is gradually deteriorating. To your studio, and sometimes they show it every day, almost every day.
Yeah, we saw some this morning. Just now, it's on the screen right now.
Okay, so the situation in my community here now is not encouraging as a result of the illegal mining activities. In fact, we have done a lot of advocacy on this menace so that the government will at least come to our aid to see to how best. We are not against mining, like my chief always says. But if you do a responsible mining, which will not leave any adverse effect on the community, nobody will have a problem with you. For instance, the mining activity is another means of job opportunity for the youth. But if you don't do it well, it tends to become a curse on the community or the nation as a whole. That is why we have all been coming together to make sure that even if mining will take place in our community, it should be a responsible mining. So we have done a lot of advocacy, but the situation here is still not the best. Because you go to the mining side, you see a lot of abandoned pits with stagnant water, and even sometimes we hear an incident where people go and fall in the pit. It happened about 2 times in my community here. One happened at between Hemang and Bososo. There was this farmer who went to the farm and he was chasing a glass cutter, and all of a sudden he fell in the pit and died at the spot. You see, so these are some of the problems. Another school child of about 11 years of age went to the mining site with a friend, and he fell into the pit and also died. So the problem we are going through as a result of this abandoned pit and other things are what we are talking about. Not that we are against mining per se. If proper arrangements will be made so that the mining will benefit all, we don't have any problem with that. And you see, we have done a lot of advocacy, but nobody is listening to us. And it is happening the same way as it started.
So what will happen now And is there like a deadline that's being given? What's the plan if there's still no response to the advocacy?
Oh, you see, for me, like somebody would say, there are so many ways of killing a cat. But sometimes, if you resort to a means of killing a cat which contradicts with the laws of the nation, it also creates another problem for you. That is where I have a problem. Other than that, we would have taken the law into our hands and also deal with those who are causing harm to our land and property. You see, so my point is the government should find a better way of addressing the illegal mining issue. You see, and like somebody says, it's not the fight of only one person, it's a collective fight. If we come together, we sit with the miners, if you want to do mining, do it this way, cover one pit before you start another one. When you are doing the mining, you know the mining is taking place in a community. Make sure, because sometimes definitely you can't do mining without touching water. So if you are touching our water, which is our source of livelihood, then create alternative water source for the community and all that. If these things are put in place and it is monitored, I think the mining activity will go on and we'll still not have any problem. So taking the law into our hands there, I don't think is the best. Anyway, we are still fighting. We are fighting.
All right, so...
the other day,
yes.
I was not in town. When I returned, I heard my chief had a press conference with the media, and he gave them a deadline that after that deadline, if the miners still remain in the community, an action will be taken by the community. I heard the chief with some military personnel, that's the security apparatus, went to some of the mining areas. I mean, in fact, some areas are very threats to the community. In fact, if you look at mining at the source of the river, it means all those are downstream will be affected. So those who want to go there, in fact, we have to do everything possible to stop them. That one there, we will not tolerate. So we will do all we can to make sure that as for that place, they don't go there at all. And that is where our secret group is also located.
So after the ultimatum that the chief gave, do you have any idea what the plans are to do to the people if they don't leave?
For that one, I don't have any idea about that. I can't say much about that.
Okay.
You know, sometimes if you are a leader and you want to execute your plan and you're exposed to, how many people can you trust? You understand? So if you expose your action plan so much, it becomes like an informant to those you want to attack. So I don't think it is the best to expose certain mechanisms that we are putting in place to deal with the recalcitrant miners, the illegal miners in our community.
Okay.
So sorry for
no,
that.
It's for us. It's just a matter of finding out information if there's something that is out there for us to know. There are areas in the Seshui areas, parts of Seshui areas, that some paramount chiefs have taken a strong stance against Galamsey, and thankfully it's working, and their water bodies are recovering, and so on. I'm just wondering if the plans that you have will lead us in this sort of direction where you can recover your lands and be able to, so those who are farming can go back to farming and farm safely.
Well, yeah, like I said, those areas you are talking about, they didn't come on air to expose their action plan. So they kept it to themselves, and it is working.
Okay.
When the action was, the actions were put in on board, it started working. So we are also having in mind what to do.
Okay.
Definitely we will have something to do, which I cannot come on air to disclose that to the public domain.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll be speaking
You're
with
welcome,
Johnson Appiah. He's the assemblyman for Akyem Hemang electoral area. And Prima, you heard what was going on there. So, I mean, he says they are hatching a plan. They have a plan in place and they know what to do. The deadline has been given. I'm sure it will expire in just a few days.
Yeah.
And so, once it expires, we watch. We'll see what it is that they will do. For me, I think that again, I'll go back to the National House of Chiefs and say that they should follow the cue of the paramount chiefs and Otumfuo, who've taken decisions against Galamsey. You see, because it's almost like we play too much, right? Ye diagro.
Yeah.
Right, because if you're not careful, it's like those who are doing these things. Land is a finite resource. Water is a finite resource. Can we not see what's going on?
You see, David, and the sad thing is the food that we don't have.
Yeah.
Okay, the agriculture that we are not even doing.
Yeah.
We are not also just even leaving the forest to be as they are, just to serve as protection against floods, against pollution, against everything. We are also clearing these forests. We are depleting the lands. Okay, look, recently with what happened in Niger, we couldn't even get onions. Onions. Ghana can get onions, but we want to build sky trains.
We're importing tomatoes from Burkina Faso.
Yes,
even that one
onions, Jenny.
Yeah.
We can't grow onions.
Can you imagine?
And yet, we are still depleting our lands. This is where we are as a people. My only challenge is, and question will be, what if the paramount chief is the one supervising Galamsey?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Let's talk to Ernest Ofosu, Honorable Ernest Ofosu. He is the DCE for Fantiakwa South. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much.
All right, so what's the situation on the ground as far as your office is concerned, as far as the Galamseyers and their activities within your jurisdiction, and then also the residents and chiefs that are crying out against Galamsey to say that a total ban should happen? What's the situation as far as you are concerned?
Thank you very much. And good morning to your viewers this morning. Yes, the issue at Hemang, one of my communities in the Fantiakwa district. Yeah, not long ago, the chief came to me that there has been some mining going on in one of the areas within the town. So I quickly had to arrange for the police to go and then do the arrest. So the police went there and then they made some arrests and then sent them to the police station. And the matter, as I speak, is with the police now. So a few weeks later, he sent me a letter that he wanted to organize some press conference during the Akoshitai to register his displeasure with the mining going on within that enclave. And the fact of the matter is that Fantiakwa, for that matter, Mumwadu area, belongs to two major mining companies. That is Narawa Mining Company and then Kidi Gophos Mining Company. These are two large-scale mining companies. And then they own most of the land in Mumwadu area as their concession. And Narawa, as a mining company, a large-scale mining company, has given portions of their concessions to individuals or group of individuals to mine as a service providers. And so, in the process of this, and portion of this land that does not belong to the large-scale mining company, that's Citi Gophos and then Narawa, have also been given out to some individuals or groups as small-scale mining companies, And Hemang alone has about 8 of that being given out to people as small scale. The word is small scale mining company. So it means that it is being done by either Mineral Commission, EPA. They all have hands in giving out this land to people or groups of people to mine as a small scale mining. It means that the activities are being regulated by these agencies. So when the chief brought me the letter that's what he wanted to do during the question, I said, okay. So that Sunday morning, he called me that they are ready. So I went there, and then he organized a small press conference, after which he told me to go and have a look at the place that he was talking about. So we went there that Sunday morning, but it was a question time, so they don't work. So they didn't work that day. So the next day was Monday. So we had arranged a dissect meeting. So when the press conference came, the next day we had our dissect meeting. And then we had to talk about the matter. In fact, that very Monday, I also received a report from Minerals Commission. They had come to organize a monitoring there, and then they cited that place as an illegal mining site. So we decided on that report. And then we told that place falls under Tafo Police Command. The place in question falls under Tafo District Police Command. So we handed the report over to the police commander who attended the dissect meeting to, as a matter of urgency, take action on that. So that was Monday. The Friday, we had people from the regional task force. They came in, and then they went to arrest people from that place. And as I speak with you, they didn't go, they arrested 2 people there, and then they seized some of their machines. So now I can say that the matter is under the police or the security agencies. And then since then, the people have not moved there to mine again. But the place, I know the place, like I said, about 8 places over there has been given out as small-scale mining companies to go and then work there. And one thing is, the mining has a procedure. Before you go and then dig finally, you have to follow due procedure. And one of the procedures is that you have to engage the chief and then the people within which you are going to mine, in the town that you are going to mine. So you acquire your Minerals Commission license, EPA license or permit, digging permit, everything. And the very last one is that when you want to enter the community that you have been given the concession, you have to meet the chiefs and the people so that you also arrange with them so that you also be monitoring the process. So if that final stage does not work, that is where you have the challenge that some of which we are confronted now. Then the chief will be resisting, and then some of the people will also be resisting. It means that final stage has not been reached, and that is how come we have. So now the matter is in the police custody, and then they are seeking to resolve the matter.
All right. Now, Honorable, before you leave us, just a quick one on reclamation of land. What are you doing within your jurisdiction to make sure that those who do have permits and those who do have the right to mine, when they mine, there's proper reclamation of land so that the farmers and citizens can continue their activities on the lands?
Yes. So when the land is given out to the mining companies, it is for the mining companies to do. It's in the regulation, the rules. You have to do reclamation after you have finished mining. Or if you are within maybe a one concession or a 1 acre, you are today you are mining within 1 acre. When you finish with that 1 acre, you have to reclaim it or you have to cover it before you move to the next acre of land.
Okay.
But sometimes they either do it anyhow or do not do it at all, and then they move to the next acre of land, thinking that they want to finish mining everything before they do the reclamation. So sometimes some of them do the reclamation, but they do not do it well. That is most of them do it, but do not do it well. And when they finish with the reclamation, the land is still not for the farmer. It is still not for the farmer. It is for the concessionaire.
Okay.
Until the concessionaire releases or gives out the land to the farmer, the farmer cannot go and then say that maybe you have finished mining here or you have reclaimed, so I'm coming to take back my land. No, that is not.
I see. So
the reclamation, in fact, they do it, but they don't do it to meet the required standards.
Yeah, but what's the enforcement regime for that? So that if they don't do it properly, they are called to book, and called to order.
We, as the chief executive, we are always on their neck. We are always on their neck because we are with the people here. We are with the farmers. All their complaints, they bring it to us, and then we try to resolve them. So we are at the suffering end. So when they come and they do the reclamation, they don't do it well. We suffer most. We the government appointees or the chief executive, we suffer because every day in and day out, the people will come and then complain. So we are also on their neck to ensure that they do the right thing, they do reclamation, proper reclamation. And also we also ensure that if a farmer does not release his land for you to mine, even though you have acquired a concession, don't go and then force yourself into mining the place. We have been engaging them every day in and day out. But the mineral concession, the EPA, the Minerals Commission, the EPA, and those people, those who gave out the concessions and then the right permits to the people, they have the legitimate mandate to ensure that the people do proper reclamation.
Okay.
So sometimes we also write to the Minerals Commission. We complain to them about this person or this company mining here. We have a complaint or a report that they are not doing proper mining. So we have follow up by you being the regulatory agency. Try to check on them and then ensure that they do the proper thing. When we write or inform them, they also come in. They come and then check them and then ensure that they do the right thing.
All right. Thank you very much. We've been speaking with Ernest Ofosu, Honorable Ernest Ofosu. He is the DCE for Fantiakwa South. And as he said there, the EPA and the Minerals Commission, the backstops with them as far as the conduct of mining companies are concerned within these areas. And so I just hope that for me, again, if people are going to mine, don't destroy our water bodies. Don't leave the lands unreclaimed, because the soil is what we need. You want the gold, take the gold. The soil is what we need to do our farming and our agriculture, right? And so you cannot leave the place in a state that cannot be used, and then it even becomes dangerous for people, to live within the neighborhood and all that. So anyway, to the government officials and all those who are in charge of these sectors, Minerals Commission, EPA, get on top of your game. Let's make sure, as the people are saying, they are up in arms because their lands are in disrepair and in disorder. There's a lot of chaos, and the buck stops with you. So let's make sure that the right things are done. And anyway, so the residents and chiefs, they've given an ultimatum. The deadline will expire in a few days. We'll see what it is that they'll come up with. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the Galamsey story, I think it all goes back to the top.
Yeah.
David,
at the end of the day.
Yeah, and we've spent too much money.
Yeah.
Too much money trying to solve the problem. I don't know how difficult this is if you really mean business, honestly.
Yeah.